Hello travelers! I am Lorekeen, your traveler's guide to Astorea. In our last episode we visited the beautiful village of Astorea, the place where the Sylvari first awakened to this world. Well, the Sylvari and their quadrupedal sibling, the Sylvan Hounds. Sometimes called fern hounds, these dog-like beings are plant-based, but unlike their taller relatives, the hounds are born as pups and need a few months to grow. They too have a curious nature and they get lost, so if you find one, you can encourage them to go home to Danador's kennel. Apprentice Madeline was also wandering in the forest when she found this place. She played with the pups and it just felt so right that she stayed, and now she helps around and Danador has been teaching her all about hounds. As the name suggests, Packmaster Danador is running the place and he could always use an extra pair of hands. You can protect the pups from dangers in the area, or you could simply just play with them. Once in a while, the spiders attack the kennel and you can use repellent to protect the Sylvan Hounds. If you are crafting Nevermore, you will receive Friend of the Hounds for this. If you want, you can also become a member of the kennel by transforming yourself into a pup. Although because of a bug, that is possible only after you have filled the heart. Be warned, if you help the pups, they will get attached to you and they will miss you after your leave. According to Danador, they spend a whole afternoon sniffing around for you after you'd gone and Scruffy says woof. No, not Tiny Scruffy. So make sure to come back and visit them once in a while. South of the kennel we find one of the most dangerous places for the pups. A beautiful forest, full of trolls and mushrooms. These trolls are known to steal the curious puppies from Danador's kennel. Be on the lookout when you free them, as this will enrage the Troll King. And while you are here, you might give Spelunker's Delve a try too. It's a cave you can enter through a hole in these bushes, past Bambi and all of her dead friends. Inside there is an easy jumping puzzle, which you will have to visit if you are crafting Twilight. You can ignore the blue glowstones, they are just for show, but you can throw them to knock down a foe. Sometimes there is another group of Sylvan pups on the map, on your way to Arias Garden. This garden is a place where in your dream, you fight the shadow of the dragon, after it destroyed the bridge, trying to block the path to your awakening. This garden might be easily missed as Aria's heart symbol does not always appear. Taking care of this place requires stronger magic than what we normally wield, so it needs to be filtered and magnified by elements of nature. This means that Aria wants you to transform into a moss heart, detailed to the last splinter, so your magic will flow more freely into the garden. This allows you to cure the injured plants, clear strangled thorns and any diseased grubs. It also allows you to open the incubation pods which may or may not contain Sylvan pups. Or spiders. The pups will promptly run to that place on the path. All these magical abilities are something that the Nightmare Court would very much like to get their hands on, so they will attack the Great Treants periodically, trying to turn them, and if they succeed you will have no choice but to destroy the converted moss hearts as they can never break free from the vile hatred of the nightmare. After dealing with all that, Arias can sell you the Garden Protector, a trophy required for the legendary staff Nevermore. In this garden we even find trees similar to the Warden's. We talked in the last episode about it and its connection to Sylvari fashion. I put a link in the description. This one looks wilted, but you can revive it. The Nightmare Courtiers that attack Arias Garden have their den just north of the waterfall from the dream. They are a group of Sylvari who embrace the nightmare vision that spawns in the dream, and by doing that some of them might receive a dark hunt, the opposite of the wild hunt that a hero might get. As it tends to happen with this sort of thing, they don't think of themselves as evil. Quite the opposite, they are working to free the Sylvari race from under the tainted influence of Ventari's tablet, whose call to empathy seems to clash with the desire for revenge and killing in the name of self-preservation. The place is aptly named Dolorous Vale, the Valley of Pain, a place dark and dry as the soul of the courtiers. They even cut the cinder tree, perhaps as a reflection of their feelings towards the Pale Mother. From here, they keep an eye on the waterfall, probably to promptly get their hands on any newly awakened Sylvari that might join their dark side. Or maybe their presence here is what fuels the nightmare vision and the dream to begin with. They would reach the village if it wasn't for the wardens located at the Caer Astorea. The wardens built this wall of mushrooms as the last line of defense, and you can help Warden Lou defend it, or if it falls, retake it from the Nightmare Court. Another threat to the Sylvari settlements are the Risen who washed ashore after Zaitan awoke from under ore. These foes are posing such a threat that the Sylvari have 3 whole hearts dedicated to fighting them. The first is at Wardenhurst, the main camp of the Wardens. Warden Lorekeen is the captain here.
Sometimes I almost feel empathy for these things.
Feel all the empathy you want, but don't let it distract you.
You can help train the Wardens or assist them on patrol, remove any sign of Risen and, if they attack the base, defend it or retake it when it falls. Other Sylvari came here to assist the Wardens. Inya, apparently pronounced like that after the Irish musician, had a dream that was almost empty, so she decided to come here and try to help the Wardens where she can, although she tends to get lost. Another volunteer is Bajik, a mender who seeks to know the ways of combat. He doesn't believe he could fight another person, but he still wants to know how the world works. For this, he assists the Wardens by mending their wounds. Or their huts. Valiant Estiene believes that they can't just wait for the Risen to attack. If you help him, he will take his pet and go north, to a nest of Risen, and he will try to fight them preemptively. Unfortunately, this will get the attention of a corpse caller who will take his revenge on Estiene's pet.
So, you think you're strong enough to stand against Zaitan? I'll need to teach you what happens when you challenge death.
No! How could you?
Estiene won't have the heart to put his own pet down, but you can volunteer. And once that's done, maybe he will still find something to give him hope for a happy ending.
The egg seems untainted. Perhaps some good can come of this nightmare. I can't believe it! The egg is already hatching! Such a beautiful drake! It will make a fantastic companion.
That cave looks like the kind of place the mushrooms we want might grow.
Perhaps. It looks somewhat dangerous, though, doesn't it?
A bit, I suppose. But that's part of the excitement of the hunt. We'll be fine.
Some of the citizens are also venturing into the caves in the area, but they are here for a more peaceful experience, as these caves look like the kind of place where mushrooms grow. Elain is an aspiring chef, always on the lookout for new tastes and flavors and putting new twists on classic dishes. She, like the other foodies, comes here looking for red caps, a poisonous mushroom with hallucinogenic effects. However, when properly prepared, the red cap can be safely eaten. And although even in the real world, the mushroom is used as an insecticide, here it seems to have attracted a lot of spiders. You can help clear the cave, free trapped Sylvari, and bring Elain the mushrooms you collected. Or you can eat them yourself, which will make you smaller than usual, and just like Alice in Wonderland, you can now crawl into holes. Just be careful not to enrage the queen. For your efforts here, Elain will sell you some armor and some steak and a preserved red cap as an accessory, and the foodies will trade you a mushroom soup recipe.
By the tree, that was wondrous!
Our trip today ends here. If you feel entertained or better informed, please like or leave a comment. It helps the channel grow, and we have so many places to visit. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you will be notified of our next episode, when we will try to find a big machine. Until then, happy exploring!